Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Review Realm. Thanks for joining us. John here, as always. And of course, also joining me, Sam, the SLB. Hello, Sam.
Hey, John, looking forward to this one. This one was a complete shock.
This one, they just dropped it on our laps out of nowhere, and then they just said, "Here you go." And of course, we are talking about this was a total surprise. There was no announcement of this, nothing known prior. It just fell into our laps like the rest of you, along with us. Of course, we are talking about I don't know if we've ever covered Avenged Sevenfold. We might have. The channel might have covered the stage in 2016. I don't remember. If it is, please go check it out here. But yes, they dropped a surprise EP very recently. Statica. Now, what the hell do we make of this, Sam?
Well, again, this was a surprise. I almost believe the stage was also a surprise release, or at least it was a surprise announcement. I know they're not short of doing that. Um, so, um, First and foremost, not a metal album by any means. Uh, so there's only 4 tracks. We can get right into it. I don't know. I don't hate it with the name Avenged Sevenfold tied to it. I don't care for it, but there's some takeaways, I think.
I remember seeing this past Friday as we were recording this, and just Statica, and just what where did this come from? I know it's been a few years since they've dropped an album, but just a surprise EP, and then from what I've seen, Sam, the general consensus for this EP has been, "What the fuck is this? Like, this is trash. Like, this is not them. Like, what are they doing?" And for me, while do I particularly enjoy it? No. But at the same time, too, I'm not taking it very seriously because I feel like they're like trolling a little bit with this.
I think that might be the case. Um, they might be. I wouldn't even be surprised if they were experimenting for a future album, some different things. Because there was some takeaways where I'd be like, all right, I could see them like doing this into a lead into a new, like a heavy Avenged Sevenfold song, or I could see them utilizing this somewhere. But I don't know. Let's go track by track. There's only 4 tracks on this.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this. Like, this is self-produced, 4 songs, only 18 minutes, and I didn't even write anything down with this. I just listened to it in the car, and that was it. And right off the bat, I can say the production is bad. Maybe it's purposely bad. I don't know. M Shadow's doing like auto-tune vocals. That's not unfamiliar. They did that a lot on the last album, Life Is But a Dream.
Hmm.
So that's not unfamiliar, but damn, it was like the production was just
I
purposely lousy.
I'm gonna make an assumption here because we talked about this, you and I personally, when the last album came out. Because them shadows is sounding kind of rough.
Mm,
And my thought was, how are they going to move forward the kind of band that they are? And obviously, we dropped this. And there's some things here where I'm like, all right, the auto tune. I wonder if they're, like you said, the last album they used it. Here they do, they use it as well. His voice, I think there was one or 2 tracks on here where he didn't use it. And I'm like, all right, this sounds okay. Um, like the opening, John, I got notes, so I'm going to run through this. The opening, it just sounded like a Mr. Bungle thing, like just
mhm.
obscure new wave, like synth wavy, lo-fi, just electronica. There's a lot of different things going on here. I'm like, all right, well, this is an intro if I've ever heard one. Sounds like an intro to something. Um, the title track, Statica. Um, I'm just gonna read you my notes. This sounds more like a song.
That's
Don't like
this.
auto tune.
This is the one I probably, if I were to like one the most, it's probably this one.
Okay. Okay. I feel like for me, they sound more coherent as the album goes or the EP goes. This one was not bad. I think the auto tune threw it off for me. Probably didn't need the auto tune, but like I said, I don't know. what they were doing. Rejoice. Rejoice to me sounded like a song you'd hear in an old 90s FPS video game with vocals added. Um, each track sounds more like a song as the EP goes forward, although it's throwing me off with the name of Avenged Sevenfold. I think that's what the takeaway here is, that if they recorded this under a different name, you'd be like, all right, maybe you have somebody playing this at a bizarre club or like a lo-fi channel somewhere. And then the last one, Ashes. I thought this kind of, there were moments in the song that I kept expecting it to kick into high gear and it never does. Like this is like the start of something. Like something you would have heard on what's the 10-minute piece that they have that everyone loves. Is that a little piece of
probably
heaven?
a little piece of heaven, yeah.
Yeah. So this sounds like something like that. And I'm waiting for it to kick into high gear. And it sounds a little weird, early 2000s, mid 2000s, A7X a little bit with focusing on that song. But yeah,
It's just weird. It's just I would not take this super seriously if you're if you're a Avenged Sevenfold fan, which both of us are. Don't take this seriously. I mean, you don't have to listen to it. I probably will not listen to this again. And I've seen the argument of, well, Avenged Sevenfold always does something different, which is true. You know, the first album and Waking the Fallen, I think were pretty close to one another as far as the way they sounded. And
hmm
then they put out City of Evil, and people disliked that because it was different. They put out the self-titled, which was different,
hmm
and then Hail to the King, different. No, Nightmare, excuse me, before that, different.
hmm
Hail to the King was different. The Stage, Life is But a Dream. They've gotten progressively different, especially with the last album was pretty weird. And
hmm
that had to grow on me, and I actually do enjoy it a lot more now. But this is just an EP. Um, of course, we're going to talk about it because it's just a surprise out of nowhere. Um, but I'm not really too upset about it. I don't think it's dog shit like people are making it out to be. But it is weird, and just don't worry about it so much.
my final thoughts are, I have a feeling the next album is gonna incorporate whatever they're doing here. There's gonna be something from this album that gets incorporated into that. And I don't know what it is. Again, maybe it has to do with M Shadow's voice. Maybe they want to just go full, something totally, go full on Genesis, put out their own Invisible Touch album. I don't know. But I'm curious. You've piqued my attention.
Yeah, I am curious now. I will be seeing them live very soon, on tour, so I'll be interested to see what they come up with next. Like I said, they're progressively getting different, so I feel like this is not going to go away, people. So when they do finally put out an album, we will see. That's our overall thoughts on the surprise EP from them, Statica. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us why we are right or wrong. Thanks for joining us, and as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.